Well, there's one obvious difference since you guys were here last. We now have part of a pool deck. The guys formed up and poured this today down this side of the pool and around the deep end. And you can see down through here our deck jets. I still have to clean them off a little more, obviously. Those caps will eventually have to be popped off. And the concrete looks really good. They just poured it right up against the skimmer boxes that we poured earlier. And here is our jig for our ladder anchors. Amber and I last night made that out of 1.5 inch PVC pipe. It actually worked out pretty well. It had to be precisely at 19-inch span for the ladder to fit correctly, and then we had to have it perfectly plumb and level. So we bought this fancy jig that came with a level bubble and everything else, and thought we were just really smart, and turns out it was for a 20-inch ladder, and our ladder was 19. So we figured that out last night, didn't we, honey?
Yep.
So about 11:30 last night, we finally got our ladder sockets in, got them wired into the bonding grid, and put our homemade jig in here. Got them spaced out appropriately. That looks really good. You did good work today, hon.
Thank you.
So as you can see, the patio turns around the end of the pool here, and we had to go a little narrower, obviously. The hillside drops away pretty quickly, so we had to go a little bit narrower here. And it makes the corner and then heads over here. And then here you can see this is the anchor for the diving board. So those little caps get popped off there. Those are just rubber protective caps. And then the fiberglass diving board base goes on top of that. And then the metal springs go on top of that. And then the diving board gets bolted to the springs. So that'll hold that in place nicely. They had to do an extra thick pour right here. You're supposed to have a minimum of 6 inches of concrete here, and then it had to be a minimum of 8 feet wide, or 8 feet deep, I guess, and then 4 feet wide to give you plenty of heft to support the diving board. Don't want that thing coming loose. So this is where they left off. So tomorrow they're going to begin framing up for the next pour. And they'll just continue the reinforcing wire and forming boards and carry it on down past the pool house to the other end of the pool. You can see today they also poured some new footers next to the pump house. This is something that just kind of came up late in the game. We had decided to add on to the pump house so that at some point we can put a bathroom in there and have some additional storage space. So while we had the excavator here, we had them go ahead and carve the hillside back and dig for footers. And now we've got plenty of additional support for an addition here. We can pour a slab on top of that and then put some block around the back, key those in with the existing pump house, and then block over to a corner here, and then come out a little bit with the block to support everything. The rest of it can be framed up out of wood. So that's going to look pretty good. Everything is copacetic in the pump house. Everything's working fine in there. It's filthy dirty, just where they've been doing all the work and everything. They did move all the utilities inside for us. Originally the gas line was sitting out here and they were running the electric and everything through, but we asked them to go ahead and move all that stuff inside. So I still got to clean up from where they did that, but you can see over here in the corner our utilities pop up, electric, water, and gas pop up inside the pump house now, so that'll be much more convenient and look better. So we're glad we spent the extra money to do that. Amber's getting ready to clean up some leaves. Any frogs in the pool, hun?
No.
No, that's good.
Not Not yet.
Not yet. Wait a little
They'll
while.
come out in about 45 minutes.
I'm sure they will be. All right, looking good. Well, we'll keep you guys updated as this project progresses.